What's up guys, it's Encrypted Lies, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. I hope you guys are having a super good day. Please guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to do the best that I can, and I notice that almost 70% of you guys are not subscribed. So please shoot me a solid, like the videos, comment what farm you want to see me build next guys, and definitely consider subscribing. Today guys, we're going to build a flower farm. One thing you have to know about flowers is that they run on a map system, which means that they will always grow on the same block. So make sure you spend a little time bone mealing to find the flowers you want before you get started. But as always guys, I'm going to show you all the blocks we need. You're going to need 64 grass blocks. You're going to need 60 pieces of glass, 41 building blocks, 38 redstone. You'll need 19 hoppers, 16 pistons, 9 dispensers, and 9 observers, 8 dirt blocks. You'll need 1 redstone lamp, 1 redstone comparator, 1 lever, 2 composters, 6 chests, and 8 buckets of water, guys. Not a lot of materials, pretty straightforward, super overpowered farm. So let's get into it guys. I'll show you block by block, just as always. So let's get started. As always, I build my farms a little bit in the air. So we're going to start by building an 8 by 9 block grass platform. And make sure guys that it's over top of the flowers that you're hoping to farm, because they will not change, remember. So make sure when you're building this that you pick a good location, a flower forest or a plains biome. So once you have an 8 by 9 platform marked out, we're just going to fill in the middle here. Make sure it's grass blocks, guys. If you can't get a hold of grass, you can always build it on the floor. That is an option. Next, guys, choose a side that has 8 blocks, not 9, and get a temporary block and then place your building block. And we're going to go 8 blocks across, just like this, leaving just a 1 block gap. Next, guys, you're going to get your pistons, and you're going to put 8 pistons facing those grass blocks, just like so. Next, guys, you're going to want to punch out that corner, and you're going to want to take an observer and put it in facing down, just like this, so the little red dot is on the top. Next, guys, you're going to want to come over to the other side, but this time you're going to leave a 2 block gap, not a 1 block gap. But just as before, we're going to go right across with 8 blocks, but 2 blocks gap. And then you'll take your pistons like last time, have them facing the grass blocks, just like this. And you'll also want to go to the corner, the same side as the other side, and put an observer facing down, just like that, guys. And so far the farm should look something like this. Next, guys, we are going to work on the storage area. So you're going to want to take a chest, and we're going to put a double chest right on the side of the piston opposite of the observer. Then you're going to run a row of hoppers right across this, right to the very end of our grass blocks, just like that. And if you wanted to extend this, guys, what you could do is just stack the chests, as many as you wanted, all the way down, depending on how many flowers you were thinking of storing, and then just run hoppers into each chest, just like this, all the way down. And you can have as much storage as you need. Next, guys, we're going to go underneath. We're going to grab our observer, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and we're going to put an observer facing up. And this is on the side with the extra block gap, guys. So make sure your observer's facing down, pointing in towards the flowers. That means the face of the observer is looking into those grass blocks. Next, we're going to set up the system for our bone meal to go into. So you're going to face an observer into the observer you just placed, then a solid block. You're going to have to punch this grass block out, because what you're going to want to do is get a dispenser and have it pointing downwards. So once you do that, you can fill it back in, but just make sure that dispenser is pointing down. Next, just like with the other one, we're going to take hoppers and we're going to run them all the way across. And we're actually going to let the hoppers extend one block past the farm. So there, just like that. And we're going to put a double chest on top of this, guys. And that will store all of your bone meal. Bone meal is the key to making this farm work. Next, guys, take your building block, put it on top of the observer, and run redstone all the way across the top of it, just like that. And do the exact same thing on the other side. A solid block on your observer and a redstone line all the way across those solid blocks, just like that. Next, guys, we're going to come over to this side. And what we're going to do is take our building blocks and we're going to build one block over. And we're going to put our dispenser on top. And we're going to run a row of 8 dispensers all the way across the back side of that farm, just overhanging by one block. Just like that. So it will be one block away from the pistons that are sucked tight to the grass blocks. Next, guys, you can break that temporary block if you want, but we're going to fill all these dispensers with a water bucket. I don't know about you guys, I always end up putting them in the middle. I'm honestly couldn't even tell you if it worked if they weren't in the middle, but it's just something I've always done, guys. So take your 8 water buckets. It's a little bit expensive iron-wise early game, so it's nice to have the iron farm set up for little farms like this, especially with all the hoppers and water buckets. And so far, guys, so good. So after we're done filling the dispensers, we're going to go to the side that is tight with the grass, and we're going to put a row of glass just along those over top of the chest, and then we're going to leave it overhanging by one block. And now where this gap is, guys, run that grass right down the center there. And what this is basically for, guys, is just to contain the flowers. So you're going to want to run glass all the way across those dispensers and build that up too high for the remainder. And like I said, it's just going to keep your flowers from spamming and jumping out and getting lost. It also holds the water in so that when you do turn off the system and the water flushes all your flowers into the hoppers, it doesn't lose any flowers. Next, guys, we're going to come back over to the side with the dispensers, and we're going to get our solid block, and we're going to put a row of solid blocks right behind those dispensers. Extend it one extra, and put another observer facing down, just like that. Then what you're going to do, guys, is take your redstone and run that straight across all the temporary blocks, all the building blocks and that observer, just like that. We're now going to work on the clock. So we're going to put a temporary block and then a solid block. You can break these blocks if you want, guys, because you're going to run your building blocks all the way across. So take your building block that's under the observer, and you're going to run it all the way to the observer on the other side. So make sure that it's just right underneath it, just like that. Take your redstone, guys, and you're going to run it all the way across, making sure to leave a 2-block gap. All we're doing, guys, is connecting the redstone chain so that it all powers. You're going to take 2 observers, guys. You're going to point them facing the side that doesn't have the block gap with the pistons. And what that's going to do, guys, is just create a tiny bit of delay. Okay, so next, guys, take your building blocks. You're going to build over 1 block from that redstone line. You're going to take your comparator, face it towards the farm, and then you're going to take an observer and face it into the comparator you just placed. So the little smiley dude will be facing the comparator. Then get a building block, put that right on the comparator. You're then going to take a hopper, guys, face that into the building block. You're going to break that block. You're then going to face a hopper into the other hopper. Just like that. So 2 hoppers should be fed right into each other. Next, guys, take your redstone lamp and you're going to put that on the other side of the comparator. And then you can put a lever on the side of that. And you can go ahead and flick that, guys. And that will turn the farm off. Make sure, guys, that you put 1 item, it doesn't matter what item it is, in this hopper. All that does is just lock the hopper so that no items can get into it. And next, guys, just make sure you put an observer on top of that redstone block, just like that. To reduce lag and make sure that no items go inside these hoppers, guys, just stick a couple composters on top, just like that. We're almost done, guys. We're getting there. So if you turn the thing off now, we'll notice that the farm will work, except for there's no bone meal in it. So we can go back over, flip the farm off for now, and the water will push all the flowers that it's harvested into those hoppers, into the storage chest. It's looking pretty good, guys. Next, we're going to do something because fill this up with bone meal. We'll turn the farm on. And I'll also show you guys a way that this farm is going to produce bone meal for you. Which is a huge, bonus. So now, if we come over here and we turn the farm back on, you'll notice now the bone meal is actually bone meal in those spots of grass that are being picked by the pistons. And the chest down here. Shut this farm off. Never let the farm run for more than 5 minutes, guys, because you don't want the flowers to despawn. That is a huge thing to remember. So only AFK for about 5 minutes at a time. And look, just in about, 4 or 5 seconds, guys, if we open this chest, you'll already see. It's not only creating flowers, but it's also making seeds. And that's kind of the trick that I'm going to explain now. If we go to the bone meal chest, that's the chest that we placed on top of that hopper that extends. If you place a hopper facing into that, you can take a composter, place that on top. And then you can take another hopper, feed that into that composter. Then you can put a double chest on top of the composter. And what this little setup, guys, is going to do, it's going to allow you to go down, grab all the seeds that this farm is producing, take them, collect them all up, and trust me when I say it is a lot of seeds you get. Then you can simply bring it up, chuck it in this, and it's going to make its own bone meal. It's going to siphon into the bone meal chest, and it's going to go under the system just as it would if you manually put it in. So the more you AFK here, guys, the more seeds you're going to get, which means it's basically going to keep itself sustained, which is a huge bonus. A huge bonus. Remember, guys, if you're enjoying these tutorials, please consider subscribing. Definitely hitting that like button. Commenting what farm you'd like to see me build next. And whether these farms are working out for you guys in your own world. I have a bunch of farm ideas still. Some will be done off the creative world and done in my copy of the single player world. But that's just because some farms, guys, have to be built in a certain area in the world. So we'll try to get a collection of them going in the creative world because I like the way that's going to look. But remember, guys, please subscribe if you're new, drop a like, turn on the notifications, come hang out on the live stream, guys, say hi, let me know what you guys are all about. And until next time, guys, it's Encrypted Live. I'll see you again soon. Peace.